am strong, yes. Even with no sleep. You know, it's the gig. So we're going to talk around a topic that, as we were just talking here at the backstage, doesn't get enough attention, which is, you know, how to actually do digital transformation. I hate the word, by the way. It's like the word that someone says when, hey, you know, we should have been digital, but the shit hit the fan, and now we're doing the digital transformation thing. So what's your position and what's your job, basically? So give an intro of who you are and what are you doing, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, so well, my name is Sergio Ferrer. I'm the CEO of Linkener, and I'm engineering. I started as engineering with Linkener like in 2011, and we really did the digital transformation. I will explain it later.
Okay.
Linkener is a startup from GoHub, and GoHub is the open innovation of Global Omnium. It's a holding of 20 companies, and the most famous companies is Aguas de Valencia, in a water tech company, with a long history, because it has made 120 years ago. And I think the heroic story is because they has made the digital transformation 15 years ago now. And in
50 years ago.
15. But 15 years ago is a pioneer company to do that. And the most important is how a company, so old company, has made with success a digital transformation with more than 3,000 employees, and with a market with 500 cities in Spain and 5 continents, no, open markets.
So this is actually interesting because you both have interesting profiles. I think everyone in Valencia probably knows Patricia. You were running Startup Point at the Ayuntamiento for 4 years,
yeah.
So quite a long time. And in your case, Sergio, I believe you started in Iberdrola, then you did your own thing, and now you're doing a new startup. So it's like the second startup you do, right?
Well, this is my third one.
Third one, there you go.
When I was studying engineering, I created my first company. It was about climbing. It was my I don't know, like the thing I most like it. So I decided to create this kind of business that was collecting all the things that I liked, and was half a place for climbing and training, and the other half of the place was for like a kind of bar for taking some beers or whatever after climbing, and it was quite nice. But I had to finish my studies, so I couldn't keep with it.
Bars always work here.
Yeah.
It's how we roll.
Yeah. So after finishing the studies, I created my first energy company. It was about photovoltaics, but it didn't work too well because of the regulation. It changed, and so since it changed, I couldn't keep running this company. So then it was when I created Linkener. As it's known right now, it's about engineering, but more focused to efficiency.
It's a pivot after being fucked by the government.
Yeah. Well, you get I don't know, like kind of training with this. I always say that creating companies is also like paying a big master. You know, you get a thesis with that.
Yeah, sometimes can get expensive though.
Yeah.
Okay, so 15 years ago, I'm trying to grasp this. 15 years ago, trying to do a digital transformation when technology wasn't really what it is now, and they've been keeping up, I'm guessing, since then. So they ended up creating GoHub, which is what you're running right now. So what is GoHub? What was the genesis of that? What was the reason to build that?
Well, firstly, to have a president with an innovative view, and in second way, to have a chief of disruptive technologies that can accomplish the plan. No? And they detected that these processes can be converted in products and to sell for industries and cities. No? And they say, why we can explore to work with startups and tech companies in order to add them to our portfolio and to respond our demand of our customers. And the way is three ways. We have an open innovation program, is a pilot that the startup do with the company, as Linkener has.
I'm going with you now. Don't worry.
And after, if the company has a good potential with growing, we can invest in the company. Also, it's a different way. You have the accelerator. Accelerator, the startup has its own product. Then you can scale the startup. But the most important that Go have is an IT business hub. It's focused on technology because the group has very well team in technology. Then the startup can validate, can improve. We can insert technology in the startup. No? Then it's the first step. After, we can analyze business models, we can analyze the scale model.
But you invest directly into the companies, or you partner up with them?
Not in the first step. We don't take equity in the first step. It's after.
So what's the first step then?
The first step is to detect a good startup. They can enter in our accelerator, and you have our own mentors in technology to validate, to can improve the technology. And 4 months after, if we detect that this technology has a future in the world for our customers, then we plan an equity or an investment.
Okay. So Sergio, you've gone through that.
Yeah.
How was that? Well, first of all, how did you end up connecting with them in the first place? And then how was the experience?
Okay, the thing is that, well, as I told you, when I created Linkener, it was not a technological company, it was an engineering focus on efficiency and energy efficiency. But after 2 years developing different kind of projects, helping the final consumers, industrial consumers, to save money, we saw that it was not possible to keep growing like this, so we had to go to digital transformation and make a more scalable business. This is when we start developing technology, hardware and software, that was in the first step, focus for measuring the consumption in an automatic way. And in a second phase, through the data that we were receiving in the web platform, we were managing this data and helping the consumers to save money by reports, by alarms, and also by interacting with their facilities. So after 3 years doing this, we tried to offer all this business or all these developments.
Question, if you can ask this, were you profitable at that point?
In the beginning, no. Like in fact, we were.
But after those 3 years, I mean.
Yeah, no. I mean, in the beginning, when we were in engineering, we were profit. I mean, we were quite fine. But when we decided to do the digital transformation, for the first 2 or 3 years, we were not profit. In fact, we were losing money every year because development is really expensive. You have to hire developers. In our case, it was hardware and software developers, so it was double cost.
I'm a developer.
Yeah.
Talking, preaching to the choir here.
Yeah, and the most, I don't know, the hardest thing was when every year the salary of the developers was growing, but our benefits were not growing, so it was harder, you know. But after 3 years, we got the point that we were more stable. We could pass that point, and we were not so much profit, but we were getting enough incomes to pay all the salaries. And at that point, we had already around 200 clients, and we wanted to go in another step and try to offer our solutions to global omnium. In this first point, we were not succeed. Our solutions were not developed enough in order to give them a different solution or a differential solution for them.
So let me get this straight. You went to them and they say no.
Well, they already had another solution. And they said, okay, I like your product, but it's not enough developed, you know, like if you could do this, and this, maybe we can talk again.
Okay, that's interesting. So they guided your future development of the product.
Yeah, they show us where we should be. I mean, they told us what they need.
You should be, or where they would want you to be.
They wanted several solutions, but the solutions they wanted, other clients also want the same solutions. So when we develop those solutions, then we get to them again, we offer that, and we start doing pilots with them. And this was our first step with them. and it was quite nice. We did 26 installations, facilities with them. We were measuring the consumption of these 26 facilities, and when we showed them that we were doing well our job, then they start giving us more like services. Like they told us to develop an application for measuring the electric cars and try to do some reservations or managing these consumptions in order to be able to manage the consumption and not get too much cost with the charging of the electric cars. They also told us to develop an algorithm for making the pumps turn on and turn off in order to save money with this managing. And after these 3 developments, we took the last step. And the last step was that since we were developing solutions that was for their core business, and we were not part of their company, we saw that if we wanted to go like in a higher level, in our side we need money, and in their side they needed that development was part of their business. So in that point, after 1 year and a half, we did a business association, and now we are part also of their company, and we are really happy because we have not only the money, but also all the infrastructure that is inside of GoHub. All their offices, for example, being in their offices is really great. When I take a client...
It's your lab, right?
No, it's true. I mean, when I take a client or I take a provider there, everything is easier, you know, like it's not the same taking a client to a small office without light, you know, or to the garage of your house. It's not the same as if you take it into GoHub, because in fact, it makes the client to feel more comfortable, you know, and also all the projects that we are developing are really cool.
And can you actually sell your products to third parties, or you're locked in with...
In fact, we are open, like we can do all the business we want. They are giving us their support, their business support, all their knowledge. They are giving the technological support, because they already have also developers, and they are helping us also in the development. And they are giving us also the sales support. I mean, they already have a big infrastructure of salespeople, and they are helping us with that. So they are helping us to get, for example, in the public clients, in the town halls and all that. So they are helping us in all different parts of the company.
So eventually they will buy you out.
Well, in
That's
fact,
a plan, right?
Yeah, in the future.
Okay, so question for Patricia. So this is an interesting case because they really came to you first. So how do you go the other way? What kind of things are you guys looking for when you do the outreach to bring people to work with you?
We are focusing 2 verticals. Obviously, water tech. We say that we are the first water tech accelerator in Europe.
Give examples of water tech. What do we mean by what? I mean, pretty obvious, technology that goes in or around the water, but examples.
Technologies finally resolve problems in the water area. But it's machine learning, big data, sensory, cybersecurity, but focus on technology. But those kind of companies resolve problems of the group in the water area or other customers.
What's the coolest one you've seen so far?
For example, a beautiful project we have made in Valencia is a technology. We combine the water council area at the Valencia City Hall with the social services, okay, and the other area of the Valencia City Hall. And the combination has detected that all people that lives only one in the house, and in a morning they don't open water in his house. We have a technology that advises automatically the police to go to the
so
yes.
you detect if someone had an accident based on their water consumption habits.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And is the technology, but the solution is to save lives.
Though it's scary. right? You
Maybe.
know when I'm drinking water and when I'm not drinking water. Maybe I'm cheating with my wife and you can detect that through the water. That's a scary thought. Okay, so you were saying water tech, and what's the other vertical?
And on the other hand, is all related with smart city and IoT, okay? Because on the other hand, our customers are industries. Then we have a technology suite from hardware to software to integrate all the departments of a company that want to do the digital transformation. Then we have 7 verticals in technology. They can help this company in 6 months to develop and to transform the company in a model company.
So I mean, you got here not long ago, so I don't know if you can answer this, but from your perspective, what are the hardest challenges you find when you're trying to sell your experience as, hey, this is how you do digital transformation, not from a startup, but from a corporate point of view that we've done it. What do you see as the biggest challenges for these clients that you have?
Mindset. Because, well, as you know, corporates and big corporates with success, the success is temporary. Success is now. But the future is coming very fast. And if you don't have at the company someone who detects that your business in the future is dead, and you should...
Well, they have people, they just don't listen to them, though.
Exactly. Then we try to help them to see how their business model goes on in the future, no? And to detect that maybe it's not the right way. And
and does it work? So
yeah.
you're trying mental tricks on these people, like brainwashing them.
When you show your own success case with Global Omnium, and they understand that we could be that in an old and big company, why not in another company?
I love that, because after us, there's a keynote around storytelling, and what you just said is one of the cornerstones of organizational storytelling, using our story to convince others, like us, as big as us. Because if you go from a startup, it's like, yeah, you know, we changed. It was just me and my buddy in the garage. It's not as convincing as saying, you know.
And also because all the questions and all the doubts are resolved with our own experience, no? And it's great for a new customer in an industry. And on the other hand, we are looking for B2B models, not B2C models. B2B models focus on technologies.
Yeah. So we have like 4 minutes left. I would love to get from your perspective. I work with trends. I work with strategies. So from your own experiences on what you're seeing on the ground, if you had to predict what's going to happen in the next few years when it comes to energy management and stuff like that, I've worked with companies like EDP in Portugal and a bunch of other people, and they're a little bit scared because things are shifting drastically. So what would be your predictions? What's going to happen in your vertical in the next few years, and the same for you, Patricia?
Well, in fact, like the energy sector is moving really fast. But the thing is that the laws are not moving so fast. Many times the governments want to control everything, and the energy is something that has to be controlled. If not, yeah, like the system wouldn't work, okay? But all the technologies that are being developed are heading to the way that, for example, a consumer can be producing and can be sharing the energy with the neighbor. In fact, there's a law that is going to be approved today that is in this way, like you can produce energy and just do kind of a balance, you know, and share it with other neighbors and all that. But there's going to be a lot of changes because now the electric cars are coming. For example, in Madrid, you cannot enter with a normal car, a diesel car.
They're here.
Yeah.
It's not they're coming. They're actually here.
They are here, but in 2-3 years, you will see, like it happened with the LED, you will see everybody with electric cars. And then the problem would be how to charge them.
Let's check that. Who here owns an electric car?
Nobody.
No one. People at the back, anyone owns an electric car? No sustainable person here? What is
No
wrong
one.
with you people? Okay, let me ask you this. Who drive? Oh, you bike. That's good. You bike. But who here has driven an electric car, like Car2Go or any of the other brands that are around? A bunch of guys there. Okay, that's getting there. Or scooters, the electric scooter things.
Electric scooters.
Yeah, you guys are scooter people, right?
Yeah.
Youngsters.
So in this way, like energy sector is changing so fast that sometimes technology is even faster than laws. So the technology is already available. We just need to change our mind and be prepared for that.
And I'm going to ask you a very quick answer, but you got caught on the crossfire of the regulations with the renewables. But wouldn't you advise startups to just ignore the regulations and do what they need to do?
I mean, if you are waiting for subsidies, yeah, ignore the regulations, because subsidies, as we know, it changes from one year to another. But regulations are needed, especially in the energy sector, because you know that the government are getting a lot of money from taxes of the energy, so they need to regulate it.
So you're working with the lobbying group of the
not the lobbying
of
group.
the mothership, right?
I mean,
We don't have lobby.
Oh, you should.
yeah.
If what he says is right, you definitely need one. Anyway, Patricia, your side, very quickly.
Something so important as water, because we are not conscious because we have water every time, everywhere. No, like for example, 2 months ago in Aleph, Mexico, the city hasn't water in 1 week to drink, to show you. No, then the investors are now focused in hydraulic efficiency, hydraulic and energy efficiency, but because water is an utility that in the future is not enough for everyone.
Yeah, climate change.
And for the whole world, no? Then all the investors who can invest in solutions to ameliorate the hydraulic efficiency is the future now.
Okay, well that's interesting because it's true. I mean, if we were in Israel, everyone would tell you, yes, that's the future, we need that. But a few people know that Spain is I think it's the second largest water recycling country in the world after Israel. So
yeah, but for example, you are not conscious that the water that we consume may be contaminated.
oh yes, tell me about it. I drink tea. I'm very conscious about what I drink.
Technologies can help, can add new solutions to help them.
Okay, perfect. Well, we're out of time. It's been an authentic pleasure having you. Once again, you're one of the sponsors of the conference, so I really want to thank you personally for helping the team make this happen. So please, big applause to our 2 speakers. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.